So you guys really loved that FX3 build, but I got a lot of people telling me, Armando, that's still too big. I want something compact. I want something minimal. So today, I'm doing my ultra minimal setup for the FX3. Now, if you guys have not watched that video, I highly recommend you watch that one first and then come back and watch this one. The reason I built that one is more for a cinema rig build. So we're using cinema glass. We need follow focus motor. With this setup here, everything is compact. We're using one of the lightest glass. This is the 16-25 from Sony. There's no cinema glass. We don't need a follow focus. And everything is going to revolve around this base plate right here from SmallRig. This is their V-mount base plate. And what's really neat about this base plate is it allows you to attach a V-mount battery without using rails. But what's really awesome about this base plate is also that you can pull this lever up here in the front. And then once you pull this lever, you can detach the camera. And now you can run this like on a Ronin. Look at that, this thing is awesome. So you can run this on a Ronin, you can put this on your gimbal, and then you don't have to have this whole V-mount setup. It's all small, compact, cageless. The whole purpose of the FX3 is that we're not running any cage. There's no cage here, and that's the beauty of this camera is all the 1/4-20 mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. So now let's say I wanna do something more run and gun compact. I don't need to use my gimbal. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this. There it is, there's a lever. Now let's go ahead and start with the V-mount battery. That's the first thing we're gonna do. So now we've got V-mount. And the beauty of using a V-mount battery with a camera so small and compact like this is that it will literally last you all day. So first we've got this SmallRig base plate, we've got the SmallRig, and by the way, this is not sponsored by SmallRig. We've got the SmallRig battery. The reason I like the SmallRig batteries is because of this USB Type-C connections that we have up here. So we've got 2 Type-Cs, and then a Type A, and then 2 barrel connections. So what I bought is this Condor Blue right angle to right angle USB-C cable. And because this battery will supply PD power, I can just go ahead and connect that here, come over here, and then connect that there. And now this is going to keep my camera at 100% the whole entire day. And it's telling me right now, I've got a day and 19 hours. Look, I'm not capping, bro. Can you zoom in on that? Look at that. What is that, 1 day? And I'm sure it's fluctuating a little bit. Basically, it's gonna give you all day battery life, okay? Now, a lot of people are saying, Armando, I like to run the top handle, but I still want a monitor. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna run the top handle. This is the default FX3 top handle. The only modification that I've done to this is I've added this Condor Blue top handle extension. And the reason I like this one from Condor Blue versus other ones that are out there is this is actually a NATO rail. I believe there might be some other ones out there that are NATO rail also, but this is the one that I've actually had since like day one. It's very comfortable, and I really like it. So let's go ahead and tighten these up, and then I'll show you my little secret sauce here. So I've got my toolkit. I'm just gonna give it a little snug since obviously I'm not gonna use it. This is just to demo it for you guys. Let me lock this into place. Now, the next thing I wanna show you guys is this. This is a NATO to NATO rail monitor mount. Same thing, Condor Blue. They're not sponsoring this video also, or neither. And I'm just gonna slide this here as close as possible, lock this into place, and then we're good to go over there. Now, for the monitor I'm gonna use, which I really like this monitor if I wanna keep everything compact, is this Small HD Action 5 monitor. Unfortunately, they don't sell this monitor anymore. But if you saw my other build, I said this, I always put these little NATO rails underneath the monitor so that I'm able to just quickly slide this onto the monitor mount. And you can hear the little click. Look at that, ain't going nowhere. Of course, we still wanna secure it by tightening this. And now we're secure. So look at this. I still have movement to go forward and back. I have plenty of movement to go left and right, okay? So really, really nice setup. Now again, we've got a V-mount battery here. So now all I need to do is, for power, I'm gonna use this dummy battery. And you can also use a small battery or you can also use a DC. So let me just put this little dummy battery right here. Okay, we've got the little dummy battery. Now I have it running on this side because this battery does have a D-tap connection. So I'll show you really quick. So I'll just spin this around. So you can see here how I've routed my cable. Now, if you want, this is alternatively, you could put a Mondo tie right here. You can also put a Mondo tie right here. If you're not familiar with what Mondo tie is, it's a cable management solution. So in this case, I would probably run it this way with a little Mondo tie, just because if I want to hold on to the camera, I'm not going to have any issues. So give me 1 second while I install that, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. So I went ahead and installed the Mondo tie on the side of the camera. You can also put one on the handle. I just like to keep it there just for cable management, or you don't even have to have one at all. It's obviously like all these things that I'm showing you is like not mandatory. You can do it however you want. Now, because we are using a monitor, obviously we need an HDMI cable. So the one that I like to use is the one from Condor Blue. This is a right angle to right angle HDMI cable, and it's pretty compact, and I just like how it just keeps all the cabling like a lot closer to the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on, turn the camera on also, and I want you guys to see this. First of all, I'm gonna show you that the camera is on. We're getting an actual feed here. As soon as we boots up, there it is, look at this. Real feed, you can see. What does that say, Evan? Just punch in, what does that say on the battery? It's like 7 hours, 7+ hours, I'm sure it says. Sure you can see that, yeah. He's like waving yes, 7+ hours. So this will give you all day battery life, not only to keep your battery at 100%, but also running the monitor. And the beauty of it is, look, check this out. Now I've got a little compact setup. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. And the best part about it is, look at this. Weight distribution, look at that, 50-50. One of the things I hate about a rig is when they're not balanced. Look at this, perfect balance. Look at that. Beautiful little run and gun setup. Look at that. I can move my monitor each direction. I've got my XLR. I've got, you know, everything. And no rails, cageless, super compact. Now, let me show you my second setup. So I went ahead and stripped everything down. Now, this build right here, I would say it's for the person like myself who rarely uses that top handle, but still wants a top handle, but also doesn't want a cage, okay? So check this out. I bought this on Amazon, and shout out to Chris Brockers, because I actually found this from him. It's a little top NATO rail attachment, but the beauty about this versus like the ones that are out there is that this doesn't block the hot shoe. So check this out. So if I mount it here, you can see the hot shoe is still accessible. And this is great because if I'm running like the DJI microphones or anything that requires a hot shoe, it's not gonna block it. So let me go ahead and install this and then show you how I'm gonna put on a top handle. What I like about this NATO rail is that I don't feel compelled to remove it. And again, it's not blocking that hot shoe, which is nice. So if I need to store my camera away, it could just live on the camera. Now, something I didn't show you guys, which I think is really cool, is check this out. One of the things I like about this small rig battery base plate is this. I can move this down to move the V-mount battery out of the way, slide my LCD display to the side, and then lock this into place. I can also, check this out, there's also a little lever here where I can just extend this and give it a little bit more room too. So that's pretty nice. Again, you could just lock this into place to secure it. So oftentimes if you want a side display, this is probably the way to go. Now, how are we gonna mount a top handle? Very easy. If you watched the other video, you probably guessed it. I love this handle. This is the Condor Blue Talon top handle. Again, NATO rail, so we just slide this here and then we tighten this into place. So look at this. Now we've got like a little baby setup. Now, truth be told, which I just took this off by the way, but truth be told, if I just wanted to run this and I didn't even want a display, I can just run this setup like this and have a top handle. Perfect little setup for run and gun. As you saw, we get so much battery life with just this little 99 watt hour. So yeah, no problems. But for me, I want an actual display. So we're gonna use that same NATO to NATO monitor mount from Condor Blue. We're just gonna lock this here. Very similar setup. We're gonna take my small HD, slide this here, lock this into place, okay? Put our cable management. So again, go on this side so you guys can see this. Whoop, Mondo tie. And then see if I can see this without looking. I wish, small rig, if you are watching this video, make these reversible so it doesn't have to be sticking up. It could be sticking down. Anyway, a little pet peeve of mine. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Let's put our HDMI cable on. Boom, boom. And look at this, ready to go. Now, I've got a super slick top handle run and gun setup. And if I want to put my little DJI mic back here or something to get audio, no problem. But look at that. Pretty damn sick setup. Look at that. So tiny, and it weighs nothing. I mean, this thing is just a dream. And then if I need to tap to focus or do anything here, or if I need to check anything, I can just look down like this. Oh, let me change my settings. Boom, ready to go. And again, this is being protected by the V-mount battery, so you don't need any like additional box back here to make it all like, you know, thick. No need. Look at this. Boom. All right, now let's talk about the ultra minimal setup, final build. All right, so this is its final form, if you want to call it that, or its most compact setup while still using a monitor. So I have a small HD monitor mount, and this thing is pretty sweet because the way you tighten this to the actual monitor, you use a little Allen key so it secures it. Also, it uses a hot shoe or cold shoe, and again, you see the little holes there? You could just use a little Allen key to really lock it into place. So I'm not gonna do that for this like demonstration. I'm just gonna use a hand tight, and it's pretty good. I like how the collar is actually pretty large, so it gives you a little good grip. But look at this. I didn't even remove the little NATO rail, and it doesn't get into place. Like I can do this. I can pivot the monitor any direction. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and plug all these things in. Now I probably would get a smaller cable now because we are like a lot smaller. It got shrunken down. And then I'm gonna be using the same thing, HDMI cable. And then I have my HDMI cable, and now watch this. Look at this little baby setup. Look at this. Look how tiny it is. Look at that. Look how, oh my gosh. I love it. This thing is amazing. Look at that. Yeah, if you want like the ultra, like super minimal compact setup while still having usability with a monitor, I don't think you can get any smaller than this while still giving you all day battery life. So yeah, this is the super ultra minimal FX3 build. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.